Okay, it is now 7 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and start our regular city council meeting. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderperson Bolton.
Present.
Seeger.
Present.
Mozio.
Here.
Kirkwood. Newsom.
Present.
Turner.
Present.
Rivera.
Present.
Florian.
Present.
Hayes. Mayor Taylor.
Present. The invocation this evening will be given by Pastor Eugene Edwards and Malik Jordan from a place called Home Church. Thank you for being here this evening. We appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, good evening. I am Eugene Edwards, pastor of a place called Home Church here in Waukegan. And on behalf of the 12 churches that collaborate on behalf of the Mosaic Initiative, we would like to thank Mayor Ann Taylor, Chief of Staff George Bridges, this great panel of aldermen, and of course, the citizens of Waukegan for allowing us this opportunity to invoke the presence of God over this political process. We, the pastors, along with our 12 congregations, want you to know that we are always praying for you and for the peace and prosperity of all Waukegan residents. We also firmly believe in the making space for the next generation of young adults to lead us in our churches, our communities, and yes, even our political process. With that said, I now turn it over to Malik Jordan, a young adult in whom I am well pleased, who will lead us in the prayer of invocation. Malik.
Amen. Dear Heavenly Father, we invite you into this space, oh God. And we ask that you just allow for the Holy Spirit to fill this place, oh God, and move all of us in the moment of truth. Oh God, we ask that you be with the mayor and that you be with all of the aldermen, oh God, and that you invite them to have integrity, oh God, that you allow them to look to you for guidance, oh God, look to you for all decision-making, oh God, and allow you to be the one that is moving things forward. We pray for unity in this time. We pray for peace, and we pray that you allow for productivity, oh God. We ask that you allow for each and every problem to be addressed accordingly, oh God, and that everyone knows that it is you that is allowing things to move forward. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Good evening, everyone. It's hard to believe that it's May 1st. We're starting off supposedly spring, not looking like that. But again, I want to remind people that in full transparency, our agendas go out the Friday before our Monday council meetings. Please go on to our website and you can get those agendas and look at those so that you know the upcoming things that are going to be voted on. So Earth Week 2023 was a resounding success in Waukegan as we built on last year's efforts. The week kicked off with Waukegan High School's Environmental Club distributing ordered samplings and planting trees at the Port District and the Brookside campus. Cleanups happened at the beach, the harbor, the Amstel's Expressway, Christian Neighbors Church, and Most Blessed Trinity Parish, cleaning up 9 other spots around the city. This year's cleanups yielded 217 bags of trash, 32 bags of recycling, and 12 tires collected by 231 volunteers. In addition, our ward dumpster recycling collections yielded 10 to 30-yard dumpsters filled with 5 one-top trucks filled with tires and electronic recyclables. Thank you to everyone who participated in keeping Waukegan green and clean. Let's keep the efforts going. Just because it's not Earth Week doesn't mean that you can't clean your property, your neighborhood, your street. Let's keep Waukegan beautiful. This weekend, the Archdiocese of Chicago and the Most Blessed Trinity Parish hosted a very successful gun buyback this past Saturday. There were 107 real guns or working firearms that were removed from the street. and 59 BB-type other miscellaneous guns. The Waukegan Police Department supported this program, and the guns collected will be sent for destruction. Our team has heard from the Archdiocese and even Cardinal Supich, who was very impressed with the day's activities. A very special thank you to the Waukegan Police Department, who staffed the event, and a special thank you to Deputy Chief Scott Chastain for working to make this happen. I do want to correct one thing that was put out by an elected official today, that we spent umpteen dollars or thousands of dollars paying overtime for officers to be there. Chief Navarro, can you come up and explain where that money came from? We did not pay that.
So we held a very successful first time ever gun buyback. The Most Blessed Trinity Church in the Archdiocese of Chicago raised over $25,000. As a police department, the overtime or comp time that was paid for this event came through a grant. So it was all sponsored, all paid for through a grant. As the mayor said, we did collect 107 firearms and 59 look-alike BB-type airsoft weapons. What was paid for that in cash was $12,050, all paid for by the Most Blessed Trinity Church in the Archdiocese of Chicago. We collected rifles, shotguns, handguns during the event. All these weapons will all be destroyed.
And again, thank you, Chief. One of the things that I will say, these might not have been guns that were necessarily committed in crimes, although we will check that. But these are guns that are in people's homes that could potentially injure children. So we're very grateful in whatever way we get guns off the street. As a reminder, city stickers are currently on sale. You may purchase your stickers online or through the U.S. mail. Additional information can be found at tinyurl.com, Waukegan City Sticker. May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, celebrating the achievements and contributions of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in the United States. May was chosen to commemorate the immigration of the first Japanese to the United States and mark the anniversary of the Transcontinental Railroad completion on May 10, 1869. May is also Mental Health Awareness Month, set aside to help spread the word that mental health is everyone's concern. This month is a reminder that we must fight the stigma, provide support, educate people, and advocate for policies that support the millions of people in the United States affected by mental health. The Waukegan High School JRTC drill team took first place in the unarmed division and second in the armed division in the competition last week. In the unarmed knockout, where 120 cadets competed individually. San Deep Corps came in 5th, Natalia Valdez 10th. In the armed knockout, Fletcher Garcia came in 3rd, and Natalia Garcia 5th, and Maribel Collin 8th. Nationals are later this week. As always, the City of Waukegan wishes the Waukegan Bulldogs well. That's amazing. Honestly, if you have not had a chance to see them, make it a point. Alderman Mozio, I know you see them all the time. Aren't they not spectacular?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Congratulations to the Waukegan High School Environmental Club for winning the National EPA Honors. Amanda Moore, Crystal Hernandez, Jester Abella, and Julia Reyes developed the club's project, a plan to neutralize the school's campus carbon footprint by planting trees around our city. Congratulations to their teacher, Kate Krober, for helping her students win the Presidential Environmental Protection Youth Award. Again, another accomplishment for our Waukegan School District, so please, can we give them a round of applause? One more thing for our Waukegan High School music department is holding their spring concerts this Tuesday through Thursday at Trapp Auditorium at Brookside Campus. Shows start at 7 p.m. and they're free and open to the public. Please come out and support our students. This week is the 50th year of celebrating the National Small Business Week, which recognizes the critical contributions of Americans' entrepreneurs and small business owners. Waukegan is home to hundreds of small businesses that are all critical to our economy. On my official Facebook page, I asked residents to name some of their favorite local businesses, and as of this morning, there were over 30 different Waukegan businesses mentioned. So support them this week and every week. It is important to keeping our economy and our support for these businesses going. Finally, as most of you know, today is the last day for Alderman Seeger, Alderman Mosio, Alderman Kirkwood, and Alderman Rivera's term in office. After this meeting, we'll be swearing in members of the City Council who will serve for the next 4 years. I want to take this time, and we'll recognize them in a little bit, but I want to take this time to personally thank them for their years of service. Because what people don't understand is serving as an elected official anywhere is time intensive and very often a thankless job. Being a former alderwoman myself, I know that it is the aldermen and alderwomen who get the late night phone calls from residents. It's the alderpersons who hear about neighbors who have passed. It is the alderpersons who get calls about items outside of their jurisdiction, and it's frustrating that we're unable to help even when we try our best. No one runs for public office in Waukegan because it's an easy job to do or for the money. Rather, our elected officials on this dais serve at the pleasure of their constituents and to improve the lives of our community. I want to thank them, and please stand. I'd like residents to give you a round of applause and recognize you for the work that you do. Come on, Alderman. 10, we will be doing some recognition at the end of the meeting. But gentlemen, thank you for your service to our community. And at this time, I'd like you to come up for pictures. We're going to do a Going the Extra Mile Award, but I want your families also to have a moment to take a picture with you. So can we have all four of you come down to begin with?
Sure.
And we'll do the recognition. "20 years is a long time of your life to give up. You've come from a family that understands community service like no other family in Waukegan that I know. But I just want to take this opportunity to tell you how much I personally have learned from you. We talked about this even with health issues and everything else. It's just been fantastic to work with you and learn from you. I still consider myself a rookie next to you. But honestly, 20 years is just a big part. And I know you'll be retiring from the school district. It's going to be a whole new life for you. I'm not really sure you're going to know what to do with your time. I have a feeling you'll be in Florida visiting your daughter quite a bit, right? Yeah. I couldn't be more proud to give you this award. And honestly, it's been the pleasure to serve with you. And thank you so much. I learned so much. We'll do these as a group, and then I'm going to let the Alderman Speaker and I came on as alderman at the same time, and it's hard to believe it's been 8 years ago. It's gone by fast in some ways, right? And others not so much. But again, 8 years to give to this community is a lot, and you haven't just given 8 years as an alderman, but you've been involved in the community long before that. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you've done. I've had the pleasure to be able to serve with you for 8 years, and a big thank you on behalf of myself and this council. Alderman Kirkwood has served for our city for 4 years as alderman. Again, the amount of sacrifice that you make, you understand better than anybody what it takes to do this. You've also been a teacher for years. You've served this community well, and I just want to say thank you, and thank you for the pleasure of working with me. I appreciate it. And last but not least is Alderman Rivera. Alderman Rivera has served this community for 4 years. I think he plans on continuing to serve this community. It's heartbreaking when we work so long and now we feel like we're breaking up the band. But it's time for new people to come on, and we understand that. But it doesn't make it less easy for me as a mayor to say goodbye to these 4 outstanding aldermen. And again, from the bottom of our hearts, from the city of Waukegan, we appreciate your service. Thank you. We will take one big picture at the end. Would you like to take pictures with the family now, each individual alderman? You want to come up? You want to wait till the end? Okay, we'll wait till the end. Again, I do want to take a moment to recognize the families that have supported them during this. For any elected official who doesn't think that you need an army to support you, doesn't understand the position. And your family is very, very important in helping you. Again, I know you have family here tonight, and I just want to thank them for all the sacrifices that they have made. Because when they haven't been home, so that they could be here, it's a big sacrifice, and we understand that. And Alderman Mosio, I didn't even realize till I talked to your wife tonight that your youngest wasn't even born. You've
Right.
always been an alderman.
Right, yeah, she wasn't.
Yeah.
Correct.
Does that start to make you feel old?
No. A little bit.
That concludes my mayor's comments. We're going to go on to proclamations. Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Mayor. We have 3 proclamations for the month of May. The first one is May is Bike Month in Waukegan, whereas the bicycle is a quiet, economical, healthy, convenient, and environmentally sound form of transportation and an excellent tool for recreation and enjoyment of Waukegan's scenic beauty. And whereas throughout the month of May, the residents of Waukegan are encouraged to experience the joys of bicycling by biking to work and to community events, or by simply getting out and going for a ride. And whereas creating a bicycling-friendly community improves citizens' health, well-being, and quality of life, grows the economy, attracts tourism dollars, improves traffic safety, supports student learning outcomes, and reduces pollution, congestion, and wear and tear on streets and roads. And whereas promoting bicycle tourism year-round can attract more visitors to enjoy our local restaurants, retail establishments, parks, as well as our arts and cultural destinations. And whereas bicycles are the primary means of transportation to and from work and school for many Waukeganites. And whereas generating greater public awareness of bicycle operation and safety education can help reduce collisions, injuries, and fatalities, and improve health and safety for everyone on the road. And whereas May is National Bike Month, established in 1956, showcases the many benefits of bicycling and celebrates the unique power of the bicycle and the many reasons to ride. And now therefore be it resolved that Mayor Ann B. Taylor and members of the City Council of Waukegan, Illinois, do hereby proclaim May 2023 as Bike Month in Waukegan and urge all residents to use bicycles safely for transportation and recreation. Adopted this first day of May 2023. We have the World Migratory Bird Day. Whereas migratory birds are some of the most beautiful and easily observed wildlife that share our community. And whereas Waukegan is part of an important migratory bird route, part of the Lake Michigan corridor, with bird stops at its lakefront, parks, ravines, and homes. And whereas many citizens recognize and welcome migratory songbirds and aquatic birds as symbolic harbingers of spring. And whereas these migrant species also play an important economic role in our city by attracting birders from inside and outside our community, while also controlling insect pests. And whereas migratory birds and their habitats are declining throughout the Americas, facing a growing number of threats on their migration routes and in both their summer and winter homes. And whereas public awareness and concern are crucial components of migratory bird conservation. And whereas citizen enthusiasts about birds, informed about the threats they face and empowered to help address those threats, can directly contribute to maintaining healthy bird populations in Waukegan, Lake County, and throughout the country. And whereas since 1993, World Migratory Bird Day has become a primary vehicle for focusing public attention on the nearly 350 species that travel from wintering in South and Central America, Mexico, the Caribbean, the southern U.S. to nesting habitats in our community and throughout North America. And whereas Waukegan is an official bird city, Illinois, and recognizes the importance of connections between citizens and birds. And whereas light pollution attracts and disorients nocturnally migrating birds, making them more likely to land in areas where they are more vulnerable to collision and other dangers, individuals, communities, and government are encouraged to dim the lights at night. And now, therefore, be it resolved that Mayor Ann B. Taylor and members of the City Council of Waukegan, Illinois, do hereby proclaim Saturday, May 13, 2023, as World Migratory Bird Day, and urge all citizens to celebrate this observance and to support efforts to protect and conserve migratory birds and their habitats in our city and the world at large. Be it further resolved that a suitably embossed copy of this resolution, signed by the mayor and city clerk, be presented to the Lake County Audubon Society, adopted this first day of May 2023. One more. Hold on. The last proclamation is May is National Community Action Month. Whereas community action has made essential contributions to individuals and families across this nation by creating economic opportunities and strengthening communities. And whereas community action is a robust state and local force connecting people to life-changing services and creating pathways to prosperity in 99% of all American counties. And whereas community action builds and promotes economic stability as an essential aspect of enabling and enhancing stronger communities and stable homes. And whereas community action promotes community-wide solutions to challenges throughout our cities, suburbs, and rural areas. And whereas Community Action delivers innovative service and supports the greater opportunities for families and children to succeed. And whereas Community Action insists on community participation and involvement, ensuring that all sectors of the community have a voice and will be heard. And whereas Community Action is celebrating 59 years of innovation, impact, and providing proven results for Americans. And now therefore be it resolved that Mayor Ann B. Taylor and the members of City Council do hereby proclaim May is National Community Action Month. Thanks the Community Action Partnership of Lake County for taking an active role in bettering lives in our community, and encourages our community to support their endeavors to reduce the causes and effects of poverty, promote self-sufficiency of families and individuals with low incomes, and improve the standard of living in Waukegan and Lake County. Be it further resolved that a suitably embossed copy of this proclamation, signed by the mayor and city clerk, be presented to Community Action Partnership of Lake County, adopted this first day of May 2023. That's it for the proclamations.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next is audience time. I do want to remind people that there is one audience time for this meeting only, so the special meeting is just for the swearing in of the new aldermen, and they will have their audience time at that point. But all of the aldermen up here, this will be their alderman time also, and the audience time will be just this meeting alone. Again, everybody is, for audience time is given 3 minutes. Madam Clerk?
All right, I'm going to name off the first 5 people who have signed up. Go ahead, go to the east side of the room. You don't want to adjust the mic. It's going to pick up your voice. And first one is Miss Marilyn Mosio. I think you know somebody up here, huh? Marilyn Mosio, Diane Verratti, Rabbi Michael Ben Yosef, William Porns, Janice Hay. That's Marilyn Mosio, Diane Verratti, Rabbi Michael Ben Yosef, William Porns, Janice Hayes.
Well, I hadn't planned to say this, but it's very interesting when you say that this is Community Action Week or month, 59 years ago. I'm going to be giving a plaque or a picture to Greg that says 1969. Greg Moisio offering his support for mayoral candidate Steve Bloomberg. Steve Bloomberg was very influential in starting the Community Action. And he was the one that got the money from Sergeant Shriver from Washington to start the first Head Start program. And this I would like to address to Greg. We want to thank you for serving this city, your hometown, for the last 20 years. And I want to thank Gina, your wife, and her girls for all the support that they have given you. Community service is a value we hold important in our family. Your grandfather, Clarence Tornquist, who was born in this city in 1898 on Oak Street, stressed this to me as a child, as well as my mother. Your father and I have tried to be good stewards and examples of this value to you and your sister. We believe children learn from example, not just words. To honor your 20 years of service, we are sending a check to Waukegan WAGs to be used in the reconstruction and the services that they need to provide for the dogs and the cats, the four-legged animals, who cannot speak for themselves for the Waukegan shelter. And I know Susan Elliott will do a wonderful job in doing the recommendations for this. Again, thank you, Greg. We love you, and I know you will continue on.
Thank you.
Diane?
Well, thank you too, Greg. Not my alderman, but always a listening ear and a responsive one. So thank you for your service. Mayor Taylor, you stole my thunder, but not all of it. Thank you for mentioning the Waukegan High School Environmental Club's award. I'd like to just add a little more to it. I read this in the Lake County News-Sun today, and I was so impressed and so encouraged by this award. It is given by the United States Environmental Protection Agency's Presidential Environmental Youth Award. They have won the 2023 award for District 5 and Region 5. There are 10 regions in the United States, so only 10 winners. Region 5 includes Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio, Wisconsin, and 35 American Indian tribes. There's a winner from each of those, so we have a lot to be proud of. They set out to acquire and plant 250 trees. They planted 384. And it will offset the carbon footprint, the carbon emissions at the Washington campus. And I think that's an awesome job that they have done. The thing that really grabbed me, though, was to read their plans for the future. All four of them. Crystal Hernandez plans to study material science and engineering at the University of Illinois. She learned about Waukegan's 5 Superfund sites. I want to do something about them and make this a better place. I'm coming back. Amanda Moore, let me find her. She is going to study environmental engineering at Tufts University. She too intends to apply her new skills in Waukegan, improving the environment. Jester Abella is going to study computer science at Brown University in the fall, and he's going to concentrate in economics. He also plans to return to Waukegan. And then Julie Reyes said the environmental issues impact the food everyone eats. She hopes to make a career of helping remedy the situation when she returns to Waukegan with her degree from Smith College in Northampton, Massachusetts. So I just want to tell everybody how encouraged I think we should be, not only for the action that these 4 students in leadership have taken with their environmental club, but also for the fact that they are going on to excellent schools and getting excellent degrees. And not only that, they're coming back to Waukegan. And so that just grabs my heart, and I'm so encouraged and so thankful for them. I have 30 seconds, and I want to thank Alderman Rivera, my alderman, for the last 4 years. On behalf of many residents in our ward, I'd like to thank you for your responsiveness and your interest and your champion of the causes that we have felt near and dear to our hearts. So thank you for your service. That's it.
Greetings to the mayor, city council, and citizens of Waukegan. My name is Rabbi Michael Ben Yosef, human rights activist, anti-violence activist, and the founder of Chicago Activist Coalition for Justice. I'm here again to address the City Council to continue in the advocacy of the life of Marcellus Stinnett, murdered by former Waukegan police officer Dante Salinas. Before I begin, I want to congratulate the newly sworn aldermen. However, I want you to know you are joining a council and Mayor Taylor that was deliberately quiet after Marcellus Stinnett was murdered 2 years ago. I challenge you as the new alderman a chance to champion this cause, to do something so no other tragedy happens again. Today, I'm announcing to the City Council and to its citizens that I want to file on behalf of the family of Stinnett family to change the street after the name of Marcellus Stinnett, where he was murdered. The family is in full support for this to be done. In previous city council meetings, I witnessed several proclamations like today for programs that will benefit the people. I support that. I've seen Mayor Taylor go out of her way to support the autistic program, and that is righteous and it is also praiseworthy. However, I've been seeing no outpouring support for this grieving family. No calls, no consoling, nothing. There has not been at any time by you, Mayor Taylor, to recognize the name of Marcellus to be declared by Marcellus Stinnett Day. As a family advocate, it is my job to say Marcellus' name emphatically and unapologetically. Since his blood was spilled forever in these streets, his name should be cemented and memorialized with honor and dignity in a street named after him. In Chicago and other cities, promote and celebrate a racist killer such as Christopher Columbus. Having said that, there should not be any rejection in my proposal to change the name where Marcellus was murdered to his name, where he took his last breath. As I close, may the family of Marcellus Stinnett be comforted and strengthened in these difficult days ahead. All lives don't matter until Black lives matter. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Janice?
These are my props. Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, everyone on the City Council. My name is Janice Hay, and I'm an advocate for multiple myeloma awareness. I'm here to invite each and every one, golfers, non-golfers, to our first annual fundraiser. I was taken by multiple myeloma and in 2013, and because of research findings of that, they were able to, instead of sitting for chemo for 4 hours or more, sick to my stomach afterwards, they now come to the point through research where I am able to get a shot and can walk home or drive back home and not having any nausea or any kind of ills. So I'm here to please. I did everything is gone out of my brain, but the demographics showed that in Waukegan, North Chicago, surrounding areas, there are no awareness about multiple myeloma or any centers that would support cancer patients. So it is my goal, instead of just laying around on my bed and not doing anything about it, I've decided to get up and do something in my community, which of course I've been doing for many years with Sounds of the Caribbean and other things that goes on into the community or surrounding areas. So the golf outing, we have a golf outing. It's gonna be on Sunday, July 16th. And I'm asking you to please come out at the Foss Park Golf to support multiple myeloma research funding. All your money goes straight into January accounting. She'll be, the accounting service will handle all your funding, and everything will be legit. So my script went bad, but as you can see, there are flyers that we provided. And so I'm asking you to please come out. It's going to be dinner. It's going to be fun. It's going to have lots of different things that we're trying to provide. You can get we're going to put your name. If you sponsor a hole or anything, we'll put your name on a sign and that you showed your support. And what else do I want to say? So I'm asking you to please, please, let myeloma fly. We can do this, but we need funding. I have videos that are on YouTube, doctors, lots of testimonials, and that shows that research is working. So we're going to come out and golf away for multiple myeloma. So please come out, show your support. Thank you so much, and you'll hear from me again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. The next group of people, Mr. William Powers, Lakeisha Robinson, Andrea Moore, Nicole Hernandez, and Margaret Carrasco. Mr. William Powers, Lakeisha Robinson, Andrea Moore, Nicole Hernandez, and Margaret Carrasco.
I'll keep this brief. Greg, Coach Mo, for those of you who knew him 40 years ago, some of us called him Cabbage, Moose Jaw, right? Buddy, we love you. You're going to be missed, all right? And from Chris and I want to say thanks for encouraging us to buy up so many of these distressed homes in Waukegan, over 300, and it's just been, I think it's been great for the community. We appreciate your support every step of the way. Gina, we're going to try to keep him on the golf course and at Cubs games as much as possible, because we know he's going to be a pain in the ass at home. So, Mo, we love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you.
Lakeisha Robinson.
I spoke about this at the meet and greet with some of you aldermen. I'm gonna speak again about it. Officer Anthony Issue, terminated from Arlington Heights, Illinois Police Department, January 2020, and sworn in Waukegan Police Department, November 17, 2021, the same day Andrea Moore's car was stolen. The reason why I'm bringing this information forward is because on March the 15th, 2023, Officer Issue arrested Andrea Moore for exercising her First Amendment rights, and the written report was incomplete regarding the investigation. The City of Waukegan has multiple lawsuits currently open involving the Waukegan Police Department. Why is John Oliver still employed? Why was Joshua Amon promoted and still employed during a current lawsuit and after the city settled with case Kenner versus Waukegan, City of Waukegan, Waukegan Police Department? How many more false convictions are needed before officials take action?
My name is Andrea Moore. Good evening, Council. I am previously a tenant of Waukegan Housing Authority, the Broward location that just actually commenced its conversion or rehabilitation. Strangely enough, there seems to be a temperament that's happening where I affiliate most with community in Waukegan. I grew up here. In 1966, there was a citizens' riot due to the Waukegan Police Department's illegal activities or injustice and prosecution to undeserving citizens. The 20 acres that Waukegan Housing Department actually controls was underperforming and distressed back in 2016. For those who are just here right now, as far as the council goes, Alderman Newsom and Mayor Taylor were those who were actually active as far as the council goes, and they should remember then that that actually kicked off the South Side Revitalization Plan. From what I can see, the city has not actually upheld its promise and or plan to be inclusive, unbiased, and reasonable with the persons who have been disadvantaged the most in our community, and I can see we're being left behind. Some of the language that is in the plan says the SSRP process is supposed to be a catalyst and an opportunity not to be undertaken passively or to be in isolation. Constantly, I address Waukegan Housing Authority because it's business operations connected to the city of Waukegan, but I am told that we don't control them. We don't do anything. They're their own thing. But again, the city's plan, the South Side Revitalization Plan, literally was established because they were like, wow, that property is horrible. What's happening in the neighborhood is depreciating the city. We need to do something about it. It's supposed to be the catalyst of the plan. In 2020, unfortunately, it was, and it's suffered because of that, but also the people. I am homeless, I am retaliated against, I am oppressed, and I'm tired. I have only asked to organize residents. That is the only thing. And that's only because other persons who call themselves officials, leaders, activists, whatever, did not. I will do it. I don't know how many more arrests it's going to take or distraction. I will do it.
Nicole Hernandez.
First, I want to say, Andrea, if you can meet me and Andrea after I talk, so I can talk to you. I came tonight just to say goodbye, but not goodbye. Coach Mo, I'm so sad that you're leaving and that you're leaving the school. And I know that my kids have benefited from you, not just my personal kids, but my kids, you know, the teams, my kids' teams. But, and, you know, you were a coach when I was in high school, so I just, you know, it sucks. Mr. Kirkwood, same thing. I'm sad that you're leaving. Pat, I didn't really get to know you, but I know enough that I was appreciative of your second ward power. And Mr. Revere, I don't really know too much. To the new alderman, I'm just going to say I'm Nicole Hernandez. I send you emails, and you don't have to hit reply all because that's against the law, but please reply. To the new alderman, I want to remind you that the attorney works for the corporation of Waukegan, not for the citizens. You work for the citizens, you work for the civilians, you work for the non-citizens, you work for the unhoused, you work for the homeless, you work for anybody that comes in here, and you work for their best interest. So regardless of what you're being fed, you need to look or get your own lawyer to make sure that the laws are being interpreted properly. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if I had anything else really to say. I'm sad about you guys leaving, but hoping for the best, and I really expect, I have high expectations of the new alderman. I won't be staying because I don't like to stay late, but I will send you guys emails. Please respond. Thank you.
Thank you. Margaret Crossman.
Yes, good evening. Waukegan's new alderman, congratulations, and heads up. As you are sworn into office tonight, you now become a public figure and work for the taxpayers in Waukegan. So here's the rule of thumb with me. If you do right, I will commend you. If you do wrong, you'll hear about it at audience time. So let me begin. First, I signed up to get text messages, and anyone can do that, for any job openings here at City Hall, to then let everybody else know, okay? And it's really great. So I got a text message last week about a clerk position. However, according to the employees here at City Hall, who know what's going on, they allege that the new person was already hired. How could that be? No one else got a chance. And supposedly at City Waukegan City Clerk Janet Kelly's office. Okay, I don't know, I'm asking. And the second question I have for you, Janet, is this person somehow related to you? I don't know. Did they go through the regular application, human resources screening? Next, at the last meeting, the council took a vote about the College of Lake County, the urban garden, and the financing and money for that from the city, during which all of the aldermen voted. However, according to the College of Lake County website, Alderman Newsom's husband serves on the college board. Correct me if I'm wrong. And both have gone on trips paid for by CLC tax dollars. So this is a question for legal counsel. Sir, is it not, a conflict of interest? Should Alderman Eating, excuse me, I'm speaking, you're disrupting. Was it legally correct for 5th Ward Alderman Eating Newsom to have voted on that matter? Please let us, the taxpayers of Waukegan, want to know. I don't know, that's why I'm asking. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, the next and last group of people talking tonight will be Rayon Edwards, Calvin Mathis, Maurice Barnett, Brother Blanks, and Clyde McLemore. Mr. Rayon Edwards, Calvin Mathis, Maurice Barnett, Brother Blanks, and Clyde McLemore.
Good evening, Council. I'm going to start off by speaking and saying that these meetings are recorded at every meeting. But unfortunately, when you watch these meetings on YouTube, you don't get a chance to see the actual person that is speaking. So I'm going to say to the cameraman, I know you get paid a nice piece of change, sir. I'm going to need you to start shifting that camera to the podium when the people speak. That is why the meeting is here, and people on the outside wants to know who is talking on the microphone. Tonight I want to say thank you to the aldermen that's leaving. Your service, your hard work, your dedication, we appreciate it. Especially you, Mosio. We'd have had a rough road, you know, high school and all, but man, I appreciate you, man. Your mom got up here and she said some history, so we look forward to that. And I want to say to the new aldermen coming in, congratulations to all of y'all. Please know that y'all was elected by the people to speak on behalf of the people. Not a political party, not on your own agenda, but in what's best for the people. I want you guys to remember what you did to get there. You knocked on doors. You introduced yourself to people. You gave them time. Don't forget that when you sit on that. We're used to people forgetting us until it's next time to go back to the polls. Please don't forget. And I have something else I want to say, but I got a little distracted. You know what I mean? Because, see, we play this game and we talk about the black and the brown always supposed to get together and how we're supposed to work together. It's very hard when you have things like that, because that citizen that just spoke before me, since we can't use names, I'm starting to get a little bit offended, because every time we speak up here, we say we're not supposed to use names. I've watched this city reprimand people that have spoken. I've watched people removed up out of here for that same reason. And every time she gets to do it and nothing is done. Let me talk about Miss Newsom sitting on the council, who sets out on a lot of votes and don't vote on a lot of things. So we're going to talk about CLC. When we talked about the school district, it was Mosio voted on that. I didn't see a word or hear a word. Let's stop with this shade coloring, because it's racist as hell. And I'm sick of it. And that information don't just magically dropped up. This is what I talk about when we play politics over people. It's disgusting and it's nasty and it's not fair. And I'm sick of it. And y'all are the professionals. Y'all need to stop it. Stop passing that information.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Thank you. Mr. Calvin Mathis.
Calvin Mathis, Black Abolition Movement for the Mind. At BAM, we're calling for a civilian office of police accountability, as Brother Blanks has mentioned before. I have not stood at this podium since January of this year, because in February of this year, my rights were violated by the police. I had one of the worst accidents of my life at the corner of Washington and Green Bay Road, right in the middle of the intersection. I was traumatized. And who showed up but the police to victimize me? You had no right to reach inside of my car. None. That was an illegal search. You were not helping me to look for my insurance. You're full of it. And if it gets worse, it gets worse. I go down to the police department to get the accident report. And what do I see but what? The police refusing to take a missing police report. The lady's sister was missing for 2 months. I'm witnessing a police officer behind the glass refusing to accept a missing person. The lady's sister. The lady walked out and did not get to report her sister missing. That touched me to the heart. I thought my problems were bad. That's illegal. I witnessed that. We got a bad police department. The money shows it. Follow the money. No, forget the money. Follow the dead bodies. How do you not turn on your body cam when your regulations say they're supposed to be on when you get out the car? That's how he did. If the tow truck driver hadn't been looking in the other side of my car, I really believe that cop would have put something in the car. That's how much I respect him. We got a bad police department. You guys can't be silent. Silence speaks for itself. You're complicit. Now and that's why I waited to speak, because we got a new board being sworn in. And I want you to remember what you're swearing before God and man to. You need to read the Constitution. It's not that long. It's about 15 minutes of reading. And I like the last part that you guys say in the Pledge of Allegiance. With liberty and justice for all. That includes me, you, and anybody else in us American citizen, especially black people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Barnett.
Well, I prepared, normally I just kind of speak, but I kind of took some notes and wrote some things down, and I'll read. My name is Maurice Barnett. I am the face and the secretary of Stretcher Sports Bar and Grill. Under the current administration, I thought previously I had someone I could support, uplift, present well to our community. But over the course of these 2 years, so many things have changed. I have fought and battled countless fights with this administration and the previous one. And today I'm here once again to articulate my displeasure and how I have been wronged as a business owner. We announced several weeks ago that after 6 years of business and community events, we've stated our doors at Stretchers will be permanently closed as of May 20th, 2023. My current request to renew my business license application was denied due to a bill that the city of Waukegan deems as reasonable court costs for a hearing in an amount of $21,000 for just court costs, plus another $4,000 in fees or fines. We don't get those type of bills for a murder case for court costs, but here I have it for my business. Although there are countless details and pieces of information I would love to present and discuss, my time constraints are only 3 minutes, so I will summarize with this. Notice was given for the original hearing to an incorrect address. The city has since rectified this when sending a subsequent notices to the correct address, which to me admittedly knowing of their error. They changed the address after I spoke about this address being sent to the wrong address, but yet I'm paying the fees and fines for that. As an official corporation in the state of Illinois, all notices should be given, delivered, or expressed to the proper address to be valid. This would then nullify the previous incorrect served court notices, and justices should be restarted. With an outdated system of a pretrial and a court reporter, court judge has stated on record on recommendation that she can only do recommendation but has no power except for to follow the lead of our mayor. Why are we still using this system? Is this solely to deter business that she does not like by incurring unreasonable costs when truly the Mayor Taylor and all of our other paid counsel have all they had to do was sit down, listen, and then make a judgment? We didn't need to go through a lot of hearings and rack up court fees. I'm going to just end by stating, is a problem with Stretch, the person, myself, or is a problem with the business, or is a problem with the location of the business? Because I still don't understand that. Because when I sat down at your house for 4.5 hours before this election, you stated that you were open to listening about the plights of the black and the brown people in the community. But since you've been here, all you've done is acknowledge those wearing suits, ties, and collars. What about us?
Thank you, sir. Clyde McLemore? No, it's Brother Blanks. I'm sorry. I was doing too many things at once.
think I mentioned to you guys before the thing about, you got the light, I thought I was the only one that noticed about the camera, but you got the lights out here. The taxpayers deserve just as much to see the people that are speaking without our backs turned to the public, particularly for those who might be hearing or speech impaired. Thank you. I've mentioned that before, many, many occasions. So, right now, when we ask for the Citizens Office of Police Accountability, Chief Navarro, I'm sure you have the best of intentions, and I wish you the best in this city. We're thinking about the future of these right here, okay? His time is only in for a few minutes. Mayor, your time as mayor is only for a few minutes. We need a Citizens Office of Police Accountability. So for the young ladies who spoke here first about the police Oliver and the things that happened there, they should have been able to take their complaint to the Civilian Office of Police Accountability to get real accountability. That's something that we are not going to end. It's not going away. What Mr. Calvin Mathis has spoke on, what many have spoke on about the police department, in spite of the person that is at the top now. No reflection on him. But this police department have a bad history. When we look at a union president in the city of Chicago who has the mindset, who says that it's Mr. Brandon Johnson, Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson, should win his position, there would be blood in the streets and police resignations by the number. That's what he said. So let's think if we have a police union or a new chief of police who might have that mentality of that police union. You're not here to save them, Mayor. This chief is going on. We want a Civilian Office of Police Accountability with some teeth and some bite to protect the citizens of this community. It's just no two ways about it. We gotta have that. I mean, that's not asking too much. And any good police officer wouldn't mind, because they know they're going to do the right thing. Why would they have a problem with having a Civilian Office of Police Accountability when they have the ability to be accountable to themselves and doing the right thing? We want the Civilian Office of Police Accountability to help you as the alderman to be able to weed out your bad police officers as they come through the door so we can see the good police when they come. We're not fighting. This is not against you. This is helping you. You want the citizens to help you weed out your police officers that are bad, that are corrupt. You give them something to work with, and you give us a Civilian Office of Police Accountability that's got some teeth and some bite, that is not working within the best interests of the city, but work within the best interests of your citizens that's paying the tax.
Thank you, Brother Blanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Clyde McLemore.
First, I want to say thank you, Alderman that's leaving. Some of y'all, we didn't get along. We had some things, but thank you for serving anyway. My name is Clyde McLemore, Executive Director for Black Lives Matter. Mayor, if your police department and fire department can't play a decent game of basketball, how do you expect these youth to respect them? Our youth play ball in that same gym daily, but if they got into a fight or a shoving match, they'll be suspended or expelled from it. Here, grown men are doing a charity basketball game, actually get in a fight. It's so bad that they had to stop the game. What makes it so bad, Mayor Taylor, you was right there, sitting right there. Wasn't you embarrassed? Let's do a report card. First woman mayor, you come in, financial director quit, sues the city for vacation and back pay. Under your administration, 2 police chiefs done resign from you. You lose your city manager BS after the council voted it down 3 times. You pay to have these people come and try to get a referendum passed. You lose that big time. You hire a campaign manager. Your campaign manager is a public relations specialist, but the city pays Jane and David for the same thing. Your building manager is violating the city ordinance that can't be it can't be changed. He ain't moved to Waukegan. He been a city manager, city manager for the longest on administration. Your ordinance says that once you take the job, you have to move to Waukegan within a year. Nobody owns these seats. And guess what, Mayor? Your time is coming. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
Thank you, Mr. McLemore. Ma'am, that concludes the audience time.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We will go on to the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to hear all the consent?
I will motion.
Okay, Alderman Rivera, second.
Second.
I'm sorry, who was the second? Oh, Florian was the second. Any questions to these motions or anything you want pulled out? Okay. Item A, a motion to approve regular payroll dated April 21st, 2023, and a total amount of $1,711,521.93. Item B, a motion to approve miscellaneous payroll, paid holiday payback, comp time cash out, final payouts, fire, 7G retro, IAFF uniform allowance dated April 21st, 2023, and a total amount of $82,758.31. Item C, a motion to approve vendor payments dated April 30th, 2023, and the total in the amount of $4,616,145.62. Item D, a motion to approve closed executive session meeting minutes from April 17th, 2023 of the City Council. This item was presented to the Committee of the Whole on May 1st, 2023. Item E, a resolution approving release of certain closed session meeting minutes and authorizing destruction of verbatim recordings. The item was presented at the Committee of the Whole on May 1st, 2023. Item F, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a settlement agreement and payment in the amount of $60,000 in resolution of James Edwards versus City of Waukegan, case number 13 CV 3836. This item was presented to the Committee of the Whole on May 1st, 2023. There being no questions to the motions, roll call, please.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seeger.
Aye.
Mozio.
Aye.
Kirkwood. Newsome.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item, there being no reports and communications, item 6, old business. Item A, can I have a first and a second to hear it?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Rivera and Bolton. Any questions to the motion? Hearing none, an ordinance making appropriations of sums of money for all the necessary expenditures of the City of Waukegan, Illinois for the corporate purposes for the fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2023 and ending April 30th, 2024. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seeger.
Aye.
Mozio.
Aye.
Kirkwood. Newsome.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item B, can I have a first and a second to this?
I'll motion.
Alderman Rivera, second. Alderman Newsome. Okay, any questions to the motion? An ordinance amending and restating the approval of the 23-24 fiscal year budget for the City of Waukegan. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seeger.
Aye.
Mozio.
Aye.
Kirkwood. Newsome.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item C, is Tamika in the room? Tamika, can you come up and explain what the changes are so that everybody understands? We did take, there was discussion of what the increases should be for those positions. And I want you to tell us what the changes are so the public understands.
Okay. I will go through the, well, as you may recall, on the last city council meeting, the alderman asked me to separate out the alderpersons from the mayor, clerk, and treasurer. So I will go through the mayor, clerk, and treasurer document first.
Okay.
On page 3, the discussion took place of giving the elected officials a 2% annual increase to their base salary. However, in the event that the city experiences a financial hardship that impacts the city, the ability to maintain staffing levels or employee compensation, the elected officials may elect to forego the annual increase for that respective fiscal year. Right underneath on section 6, which is also on page 3 of the document, there is no changes to the liquor commissioner stipend, which belongs to the mayor. It remains at 10 grand. The city clerk stipend changed, the dollar amount is still the $4,000. However, the title is changing from parking administrator stipend to cemetery administrator. The monthly expense account for the mayor remains at $1,500. The city clerk monthly expense account is changing from $400 to $541.67. The city treasurer's monthly expense account is changing from $250 to $400. And the committee chairman, which in this pamphlet, the only individual that receives that would be the mayor, and that is increasing from $75 to $100.
Repeat that again. I didn't hear that. What was
It's
it?
increasing from $75 to $100.
For who?
This would be for the mayor, for the
chairpersons.
chairperson for code revisions.
Okay.
So in the travel policy that was adopted in 2019, the finance travel policy, each committee chair receives a $75 stipend monthly. And again, this is what I'm presenting is based on the consensus after I talked to those aldermen that I spoke to last week. So I just incorporated the information that was passed along to me to do so. The second document is for the alderpersons. Again, we'll go to page 3. Most of the other language in both documents are pretty repetitive of what's in the salary ordinance for the non-sworn and the sworn employees. So that's why I'm only taking you to page 3. In page 3 of this document, it also reads in section B at the top, section 5B, the 2% shall be on an annual, shall be annual increase to the base salary, and this will commence May 1st of 2027. I think that's a typo in there, because on here it says 2028, but it should be, no, 2028, I'm sorry. It would be 2028. May 1st of 2028, and in the event that the city experiences a financial hardship that impacts the city's ability to maintain staffing levels or employee compensation, the alderpersons may elect by resolution unanimously adopted to forego the annual increase on a year-to-year basis. This would mean that all of you as alderpersons would have to vote no in order for that 2% to not occur for that respective year. And if you look below in section 6, the alderpersons monthly expense account is changing from $250 to $500, and the committee chairman stipend is changing from $75 to $100. And also in the 2019 finance travel policy, any member of the former Labor Relations Committee, which is now the Code Revisions, Appeals, and Negotiations Committee, currently receives a $75 stipend. That will remain at $75.
Every member of that committee gets a stipend?
Of $75, yes.
No, but not every member of every other committee gets a stipend.
No.
That committee meets less than any other committee. Why is there a special stipend for that committee?
Alderman, that predates me. It's been in salary ordinance before I was even hired by the city.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?
That predates my hire with the city, so it's been in the salary ordinance since before 2011.
Was that the I didn't quite hear, was that the labor relations overlay?
Yes.
There used to be a lot, I don't, didn't meet, there was a lot of other work when you were negotiating with unions and things of that sort. The committee would have some more meetings than often, but we haven't had that, yes. In recent years, it's not met much, correct?
Well, and all the negotiating is done away from us.
You're used to, right, you're right, Alderman Fleury. It would be negotiated by the lawyers and the administration, and they would call the committee together, give us the update, and then, so, yeah, that's a little bit antiquated, definitely.
Should we consider changing that then?
I think we should amend it, yeah.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I think both of these are just way too premature. The Alderman's salary, that's 4 years out. The clerk, the mayor, and the treasurer is 2 years out.
I agree.
I think it's way, I'm not gonna vote for either one of these. I think the clerk does deserve a raise, but that's 2 years out. I think the mayor's salary needs to be readjusted. I think the treasurer's salary may need to be readjusted. But it's a political football area. It always is. But 4 years out, we're deciding on alderman salaries, and 2 years out, we're deciding mayor, treasurer, and clerk salaries. I just think it's too premature, but that's my thoughts.
Can I say something, Mayor?
Yes.
Originally, I was in favor of this. As a matter of fact, I think I was one of the people that suggested the 2% increase because all the other employees get a raise, and it always is a political issue of whether the aldermen should get a raise or not. And we've had aldermen up here for 20 years that have never gotten a pay increase. But when Alderman Hayes spoke last time, and he's not here tonight, so I will not pretend to be as eloquent as he is about things, but when he spoke last time about how even though we're doing better, we have a balanced budget, our credit rating is up, we even had money left over last year. I think we're projected to have money left over this year. I haven't confirmed that with Mr. Schultz recently, but even though all those things are happening, we still have a lot of unmet needs. We still have roads that need to be paved. We still have things people want in the community that we cannot afford to make happen. So as a result of what he said the last time, I've completely changed my mind. I won't vote for anybody's pay raise at this point because I can't go to the door of one of my residents and justify how can I say we need a raise for what we're doing when we have so many things we still need in our community, so.
Alderman Flory, my last meeting, and I agree 100%.
Wow.
4 years and we're in last. Roll call.
Roll call, please. Item C. I need a first and a second on this first, because we didn't get the first and the second.
Are we amending it, or?
What are we voting on?
Item C,
Voted
under
as
old
is.
business.
So this is specifically, we're doing this independently. Item C is the ordinance fixing the salaries to be paid to elected officials of the city of Waukegan, Illinois, holding the offices of mayor, clerk, and treasurer. This does not impact aldermen. That's item D.
I, for one,
So
would
this is
recommend that we
holding over?
not do it for the mayor, but, you know, that would be my opinion.
So what was your opinion, ma'am? I couldn't hear you.
I said it would be my opinion that we not do it for the mayor.
Yeah, it's not on the.
We gotta vote on it. It's here. We gotta vote on
Yeah,
it.
you gotta vote on it the way it is.
We didn't put it in.
So we need a first and a second. Does anybody want to make a first?
I'll make the first so we can
It's
move
in
on.
there
Let's go.
is no increase for the mayor.
Here's
Yeah,
the-
there is no increase for the mayor, but I guess the stipend for the one committee, because all the committees are doing it, so you have to do that, which
So-
is,
So just to clarify, the base pay does not change from the current term
Right.
under this ordinance, but the addition of the 2% annual escalator would kick in with the next mayoral term. So although the base pay doesn't change under this ordinance the way it's drafted, the 2% as drafted would apply to both mayor, not both, mayor, clerk, and treasurer.
I'll make the motion to approve.
okay, so it's Turner, and who's the second?
Second.
Alderman Newsom. Okay, I think any more discussion to this?
No, vote, please.
Okay, roll call, please.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seeger. Mozio.
No.
Kirkwood. Newsome. Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
No.
Florian.
No.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Item D, can I have a first and a second? I need a first and a second to hear item D. I need a first and a second
This
to
is
hear the motion.
This is the ordinance fixing the salaries to be paid to the alderpersons.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Alderman Turner, Alderman Rivera. Okay. This is an ordinance amending the salary ordinance and establishing the salaries and benefits for the office of alderpersons effective May 1st, and that shouldn't be 23, that should be,
27.
oh, I'm sorry,
27.
effective, yes, we're making it 20.
The ordinance becomes effective immediately, but the salaries
Salary
do not change until
27.
2027.
So this matter was held over at the regular city council meeting held on April 17th, 2023. Any more discussion on this? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seeger. Mozio.
No.
Kirkwood. Newsome. Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
No.
Florian.
No.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. On to new business. I'm not going to omnibus tonight because we have 5 of the items are liquor, and we have to pull those out anyway. So can I have a first and a second on the first motion?
I'll make the motion.
What I do need is the amount for the vacation.
$7,000.
7,000? Okay. A first and a second.
First.
Alderman Turner, a second. Alderman Newsome. Okay. An ordinance approving zoning calendar V-1-23, the vacation of the unimproved right-of-way Green Place north of Granville Avenue for approximately 135 feet in the amount of $7,000. This matter was presented to the Community Development Committee on May 1st, 2023. Any questions to the motion? Okay, roll call please, Madam Clerk.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seeger. Mozio.
Aye.
Kirkwood. Newsome. Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
He's in the restroom.
Florian.
Yeah,
Aye.
Motion passed.
thank you. Item B, can I have a first and a second?
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Second.
Alderman Newsome was first, second Alderman Turner. This is an ordinance approving zoning calendar 2711, a map amendment rezone for 659 Kennard Street from I-2 General Industrial to R6 General Residence. This matter was presented in the Community Development Committee on May 1st, 2023. Any questions to the motion? Okay, roll call please, Madam Clerk.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seeger. Mozio.
Aye.
Kirkwood. Newsome. Turner.
Aye.
Rivera. Florian.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Okay. Item D, this is about a grant that we are receiving, and is Lakefront Coordinator May here? Yeah, you want to come up real fast and tell us what this is for? We have been very lucky with her as our Lakefront Coordinator. We have gotten quite a few grants, and this one is $150,000. You want to explain what it's for?
Yes, thank you, Mayor, and good evening, City Council. This is for the engineering and design of boardwalks and pathways through the Waukegan Dunes, which is a 12-acre conservation easement. At our lakefront, many of you are familiar with this area. We have World Migratory Bird Day today. It's a really important function of that dune land. It's part of our city plans. It's in the Lakefront Active Implementation Plan. It's been mentioned in the Sustainable Shoreline Plan. So we're just plucking out projects out of the plans that already exist and finding funding for them. So this is for engineering and design. Once it's finished, we'll have a shovel-ready project at the dunes.
Bravo, yes. There's been a lot of improvements at our lakefront, so thank you for continuing to get the grants. We need them. So can I have a first and a second on this?
I'll make the
first?
motion.
Okay, Alderman Mozio, second by Alderman Florian. A resolution approving the acceptance of the fiscal year 23-24 Coastal Management Program grant from the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. Roll call, please. Okay.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seager. Mozio.
Aye.
Kirkwood. Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Did we skip
Back to
C,
C.
which
Did we
is the
skip C?
CDBG
Yep,
annual
we did,
action plan?
okay. I apologize. Can I have a motion for item C?
I'll motion.
Alderman Rivera, second was who? Alderman Kirkwood? Okay. An ordinance approving the 2023 CDBG Annual Action Plan. The matter was presented to the Community Development Committee on May 1st, 2023. Any questions to the motion? Okay, roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seager. Mozio.
Aye.
Kirkwood. Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The next 5 are liquor licenses. Okay, item E, can I have a first and a second?
I'll motion.
Alderman Rivera, second.
I'll second. Me or Turner, doesn't matter.
I'm going to put Mozio.
Sure.
Item E, an ordinance creating a Class A tavern liquor license for Dream Lounge located at 19 North Genesee Street. This matter was presented to the Community Development Committee on May 1st, 2023. Any questions to the motion? Okay, roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seager. Mozio.
Aye.
Kirkwood. Newsom.
Nay.
Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item F, can I have a first and a second?
I'll first.
Alderman Rivera, a second.
I'll make the second.
Turner was the second. An ordinance creating a Class C retail package sales liquor license for Greenwood Liquor LLC, DBA Quick Stop Food, and liquor located at 625 West Greenwood Avenue. This matter was presented to the Community Development Committee on May 1st, 2023. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seager. Mozio.
Aye.
Newsom.
Nay.
Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item G, can I have a first and a second?
I'll first. I'll second.
Alderman Rivera, and was it Mozio the second? Okay. An ordinance creating a Class E restaurant liquor license for Maricosa's Mi Pablo Authentic Mexican Cuisine, DBA Mi Pablo, located at 2301 Grand Avenue. This matter was presented to the Community Development Committee on May 1st, 2023. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seager. Mozio.
Aye.
Kirkwood. Newsom.
Nay.
Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item H, can I have a first and a second?
I'll first.
Alderman
Second.
Rivera?
I'll second.
Alderman Turner, a second. An ordinance creating a Class A tavern liquor license and granting associated video gaming for Russ Beer and Bottle, Inc., DBA Glenflora Tap and Grill, located at 938 West Glenflora Avenue. This matter was presented to the Community Development Committee on May 1st, 2023. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seager. Mozio.
Aye.
Newsom.
Nay.
Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item I, can I have a first and a second?
I'll first.
Second.
Rivera and Turner. An ordinance creating a Class A tavern liquor license and granting associated video gaming for Bar Nightclub LLC DBA Red Iguana located at 454 North Green Bay Road. This matter was presented to the Community Development Committee on May 1st, 2023. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderperson Bolton.
Aye.
Seeger. Mozio.
Aye.
Newsome.
Nay.
Turner.
Aye.
Rivera.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. There being no ordinances, closing time, Alderman-person time.
Alderman Bolton.
Yes, I just want to say that what I do is a public ministry. It's my calling on my life, and I want to thank everyone that is there for me, supporting me. I really want to thank Vice Chair Mary Ross Cunningham, my mom, who is experiencing a lot of health challenges right now. She would have been here. I want to thank my children, all the way from Texas and Florida, and all my constituents, and even those that are not my constituents. I've received so much encouragement. I want to say thank you for allowing me to serve you. And I want to thank the Casa Noa restaurant for making this special tag for me, those that can see it. They made it on the spot at our meet and greet, and I said I liked it, and they just immediately made that for me, and I want to thank you. I see you there. Thank you. And I want to, you know, and I originally started this position, it was my deceased husband that encouraged me to do this. And, you know, in spite of his absence, I thank God for him. And I'm still walking in, I say, my journey. I want to thank my peers, the mayor. I want to thank our department, because I really can't do this by myself. It's just simple. We have to work together. And that's the only way it could work. I want you to applaud yourself, because I don't do this by myself. But that was half-hearted. Your role, as it had already been mentioned, plays a big part. And that's all. And I wanted to say I'll be having a neighborhood cleanup, providing a dumpster so that we can continue to clean up our neighborhood. Thank you.
Alderman Seeger.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'd like to take this time to thank all the residents throughout the Second Ward for allowing me to serve as your alderman for the past 8 years. Thank you. Good night.
Alderman Mozio.
All right, I'll try to be brief. It's late, and we have to seat the new council. There's just way too many thanks to go around for the people that have helped me. I still remember Ray Vukovic 20 years ago coming to my house and said, "Have you ever thought about being a city father?" I thought about it, and I talked to my wife, and I said, "Yeah, well, there have been many a night I went home and cussed his ass out. You know, the headache that this job can sometimes give you is unbearable." But I've always thought I've been able to keep myself from becoming a phony or a hypocrite because of my parents and my wife being my compass. Trust me, they didn't always agree with my vote. Many times I'd get a call about how I voted, but they knew I voted with my heart and my conscience. I'd also like to thank all the aldermen that I ever served with. You really don't know the job till you get into it, because the community, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but the community wants perfection from their government, and that's just not going to happen. We're humans, it's a system, it's got flaws, and it's become, in my 20 years up here, you see more and more that people want perfection from their government, from their schools, from their police departments. All those entities, they want perfection. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We can do better, and we can do better if we communicate and we work together and we talk. So many times we have misinformation about things, and because we haven't talked to each other, all right, we haven't sat down with each other and talked about it, and you get misinformation, and it just spreads like wildfire. I see more and more of that happening now. That needs to, new aldermen, as you come in, talk to people, listen to people. I was giving them some advice when I first came in here, was listen more than you talk. Rob Allen, who was the former mayor of Park City and my biology teacher and then my colleague, he told me listen more than you talk. One thing up here I think sometimes is we talk way too much, but I'll leave that up to you guys. Most of all, obviously, I'd like to thank all the Waukeganites that supported me for 20 years. Obviously, I think they have the confidence in me to do the job, to be a straight shooter. That's what I tried to be. I never tried to make a promise that I couldn't hold. I tell them there's no way we can do that. Sometimes they didn't like the answer, sometimes they understood that. I want to thank all of them for that support and that trust in me to do the job. And last but not least, I heard a quote, everybody knows who Tom Izzo is. He's the head basketball coach at Michigan State. And when they had that tragedy at Michigan State and then they went out and won a game, afterwards he said, I don't like the place. I don't love the place. I live the place. And that's how I feel about Waukegan. Thank you. And by the way, this is the same suit I wore 20 years ago when I got first sworn in.
Woo! Alderman Kirkwood.
Thank you, Clerk. I just want to take this opportunity to thank my family for putting up with some of the long nights and out in the ward working, but more especially I want to thank the residents of the 4th Ward for entrusting me the last 4 years to assist in the ward. Also thank my colleagues, even though we may not have agreed on different occasions, but certainly I respect your opinions whether I agree with them or not. Last but not least, Greg, I want to say that I appreciate your friendship. I've known you ever since you were a high school student, as a teacher, and now as a colleague, as an alderman. And certainly on behalf of Alderwoman Newsom and Alderman Turner and myself, we'd like to give you this plaque for your 20 years of service to the city of Waukegan as a 3rd Ward Alderman, and we wish you best in your retirement.
Thank you.
Alderman Newsom.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just wanted to thank the outgoing Alderman Seeger, Moiseo, Kirkwood, Rivera for your service and for working with me here on the council. I came in with Alderman Moiseo when we came in 20 years ago. I can't say I have on my same suit, but it's the same color. But anyway, I remember coming in and listening to some of the sitting aldermen, and when they would be discussing things and they would give us a history lesson, and I would always think, wow, how do they remember all of that going way back? But now I can do that. You know, I can sit back and think, well, yeah, that happened, such and such happened years ago. So I really appreciate the hard work that you all have done and being willing to work with me. I know a lot of times we probably didn't agree, but it was all right to agree to disagree. I think that's always good when you have different opinions. Sometimes I can be swayed on different things, and if I get a different perspective, and I'm open for that. I don't want to be having a one-track mind, so if you can bring it to me and switch my, my thinking, I'm open to that. And I appreciate you all working with me. And I also look forward to working with our new aldermen that are coming in. I'm here, available to answer any questions you may have. And I just want to thank my family, my husband, my daughter, granddaughter that's here, my family that has supported me the last 20 years, and my constituents that have entrusted me to represent them here and to serve them to the best of my ability. And I look forward to the next 4 years. Thank you.
Alderman Turner.
Hold on real quick, Alderman Turner. Alderman Newsom, I'm going to go by and see Alderman Tempest. You've only got 6 more terms to catch him. 6 more. I'm out. I'm out. You got 6 more to catch him.
Alderman Turner.
Wow, listen, you just made me realize, Alderman Moiseo and Alderman Newsom, it was 20 years ago, when you guys got elected, it was 20 years ago when I first ran for this office, and it took me a long time to get here, so. But in observing you, and I've spoken to the clerk about this, I learned by observation, and I've taken a lot from each of you. But all of us have some history, right? And what a lot of folks don't realize here, there's a relatively small group of political activists and players, people who are involved in politics, and certainly candidates. So in this town, we tend to all be acquainted with one another to some degree or another, right? We may not be friends, but we know who each other are. We interact, and certainly over 20 years. So I admire you, Greg, for your service to our community and the example that you set. And I also admire the commitment that Alderman Kirkwood has shown. Alderman Seeger and I go back a while, about 12 years. He helped me in one of my earlier campaigns, I think 2010 when I ran for county board. So I want to thank you for that too, Pat, and your contributions. I know you work hard in the 2nd Ward. I also want to remind you folks that, and certainly I'm not leaving you out, Felix, because you and I, we kind of, I don't know what we do, man, but I like it. So, but I want to remind everyone that this is our political system, right? These seats don't belong to anyone, and though elections get contentious and very emotional, people get really emotionally invested in them, but this is our American political system. We embrace it, we relish in it, and we benefit from it. So I want to wish everyone the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you again for your service to Waukegan, and thank you, each of you, because I count each of you as a friend. Thank you.
Alderman Rivera.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First, I'd like to thank my wife for allowing me to do this and many other things in the previous years. It's hard, but thank you. And I sincerely want to say that it has been an honor to represent the citizens of the 7th Ward. The 7th Ward is very special, and again, it's been a privilege. I've learned a lot from my colleagues up here. Thank you very much for the camaraderie and the discussions. Really, it was eloquently said by Alderman Newsom that we agree to disagree, but we still respect each other and walk away knowing that we're all looking forward to a brighter and a better Waukegan. So again, I appreciate the opportunity that I've had, and I wish for continued success for the city of Waukegan as we move forward. Change is good, change is always good. Change is inevitable, and it will happen. It's been an honor. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Alderman Florian.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'll try to be brief. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who participated in Earth Week. I know the mayor read off a bunch of the statistics. I won't go over those, but I did want to thank Marty Wozniak for being the driving force behind us turning Earth Day into a whole week. I want to thank my colleagues for participating in the dumpsters that whole week. Obviously, they were a huge success. Our little team with Jane Ferry, her sister, Marty, myself, we managed to really blow it up this year. I'm really excited, and I'm looking forward to being even a bigger and better thing next year. We especially got help from Most Blessed Trinity. They had a group that was about 70 people strong, I think, that picked up 90 bags of trash in their 3 locations around Waukegan, which is amazing. And then another group out of the Christian Neighbors Church had, I think, almost 100 people. I don't know exactly how many bags they got, but they went out in, I think, 4 different areas throughout the city over the course of the 2 weekends before and after Earth Week. So it was really amazing. And Most Blessed Trinity, most importantly, has agreed to do it again a couple more times, not just Earth Week. And that's one of the things we'd really like to see. Marty has his group out on the Amstutz about 4 times a year, and we're hoping maybe we can get these other groups to do it 4 times a year. So speaking of the Amstutz, I was out there for about an hour cleaning up garbage, and the most interesting thing I found was a College of Lake County diploma. Brand spanking new, still in the container here. The satin's not even ruined. I guess it didn't get rained on. Kind of weird that this was found out on the parkway of the Amstutz. I don't know if someone just decided. It's from, what year is it from? 91, May of 91. It led me to ask a couple of people, I think some of what's happening out there is the recycling trucks, when they go up and down there, aren't covered, and stuff is flying out. I found an organic, empty organic earth dirt bag, you know, like someone used for their gardening. Who would put that in their car, drive it all the way to the Amstutz and then throw it out the window? I mean, it made no sense. So I'm hoping we can talk to the garbage company and see if they can't cover those recycling trucks when they're going 60 miles an hour down the Amstutz, and maybe that'll cut down on a lot on the garbage. So that's my plea. I want to thank the 8th Ward for re-electing me. It's been one of the greatest pleasures of my life to serve as your alderman, as well as one of the greatest challenges I've ever had. I'm really proud of the many things that have happened in our ward, as well as in the city overall. I'm especially proud of the direction our financial position has gone. We have passed 3 balanced budgets in a row. We have received a credit upgrade. We have paid down debt. We have not taken out any new debt. We have not raised property taxes. We are replacing aging vehicles throughout our fleet. If we do need to borrow in the future because of the credit upgrade, we'll be able to do it at a better rate. Obviously, I can't claim credit alone for all of these accomplishments. The leadership of the mayor, the hard work of our staff, and the support of the other aldermen have all made it possible. I'm really proud of the direction we are going, and I hope the new aldermen are going to work to continue this trend. We still have many challenges to meet, as I mentioned earlier. Lead pipes, aging infrastructure, unmet pension liabilities, abandoned properties, and of course, just the day-to-day operation of this large city. I believe we can work together to meet these challenges and allow Waukegan to become the shining gem she deserves to be for each and every citizen. I harp all the time about the income inequality in this city and the things we need to do to address that and how that will change our future. We need to invest in our citizens in order to change the future. I want to thank my colleagues that are leaving the City Council for their service to our community. While, as it's been said, we did not always agree, it took Alderman Moisio and I till tonight to find something we agree on. I know we didn't always agree on what's best for our community. I do appreciate the willingness to put in the effort to become a leader and represent your neighbors. I've learned something from each of you, and for that I'm grateful. I hope it makes me a better alderman going forward, and I wish you all peace and joy in your lives going forward. Thank you.
Okay, before we're going to adjourn, but I want to make sure that we get a group picture of this current council for our records. So Jane, would you like us to come down in front, or do you want us up here? Okay. Okay.
I have to be a procedural nerd here. The actual motion is a motion to adjourn sine die, which means to come to adjourn indefinitely, because this particular body will not reconvening.
Okay. Alderman Turner
I'll
made
make
the
the motion.
motion. I'll second. Alderman Mozio. Can we just do okay.
Yes, voice vote.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We're going to we're going to give about a 15-minute break so that they can get pictures with their families. And if you need to go to the bathroom, you can do that. So let's say at 9:10, we will be back in here to start the second meeting.